we go.
What is going on, y'all? You already know what time it is. It is Friday. We're here to have some fun. We're here to talk some sports. And as always, it's always a dose of no mercy. So, you already know what time it is. Let's get into today's episode of the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. And at the end of the day, you will know whose game this is with everybody saying no mercy sports. Let's get into it. Man, oh man, I got to give a quick shout out to the host with the most of Villains, the podcast, Mr. Andrew Anderson, for that intro. Why? Because no matter how many times you play it, no matter how many times you listen to it, it's always going to end up the same thing. You can never go wrong with Shine Down, baby. Like I said, a big shout out to Andrew Anderson, the host of the Villains podcast. You're not going to want to miss it every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you already know I don't do this alone. I got somebody waiting backstage, and here he is.
So go on, Pittsburgh. Go on, Pittsburgh. I know I'm being used. It's okay, man, 'cause I like the abuse. I know, playing with me. That's okay, 'cause I got no self-esteem. Oh, yeah, yeah, oh,
Please welcome the host with the most from Sportsvival, Mr. JT. How you doing, man? I see you rocking the Pittsburgh gear.
What's up, James, man? I got last couple of days over the Pirates stuff, man. I got to make the most of it.
Hell yeah, dude. What has been going on, and how has your week been?
Week's been going good, man. This is the time of the year I gotta get busy now, man. We're getting balls deep with the college football, so I'm doing prospects here and there. Going over the big games of the week. We got hockey coming up, so I'm gonna start doing the prospects in hockey. Baseball playoffs, man. Basketball. I got a college basketball book coming out with all the top prospects in that book. So a lot of busyness, man. Sportsvival. We got a store, get some clothes. We got some great swag as well. So I'm gonna have to get some No Mercy swag on there. Get people to buy some No Mercy sports stuff on there as well, man.
Hell yeah. Be sure to check out sportsvival.com. They got some awesome merch. They know what they're talking about, and it's all Pittsburgh related. But you already brought it up. Let's talk about some hockey. We are on the verge of arguably the greatest sport of all time. It took me 35 years to actually realize that.
Oh, hockey's the greatest, man.
Yeah, no. It took me so long to actually realize that. But I'll tell you what, we are now entering the greatest threshold of sports. We got October baseball approaching. Football season is in full swing. And now hockey season is on the horizon. Last season, we saw a rematch of the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. Now, we actually saw that last year in 2024. But that series went 7 games. Now, fast forward to this year, we got man, that series wasn't even close. You can't tell me otherwise. But going into this season, could the Panthers be the first team to three-peat since the 80s Islanders?
Man, I think hockey three-peats are impossible. And the reason I think that is, think of all the extra games they've played the last 2 years, and they do it again a third year. You're basically playing a full year of hockey. You add up your extra playoff games for 3 straight years. I dealt with the Penguins winning back to back and trying to go for 3 a couple times, and it's hard, man. To stay healthy for one, even to keep the players involved, man. That's a long season, man. I've heard Sidney Crosby get interviewed. I think Crosby's probably one of the most conditioned athletes in the world, and he tells you how hard it is. It's just so hard to go, 25, 30 games deep each year in a playoff run. So I say no. I mean, I think they're talented enough to compete. Put it this way, I think they have a better route to make it to the finals in Edmonton. I think Edmonton won't make it this year. I think the West keeps getting deeper and deeper. Even teams like Chicago have a ton of talent. They just haven't found it yet. I think the East is a little bit weaker than the West. So I think Florida has the potential to get there, but I can't see them beating a team in the West this year.
I mean, facts are facts. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are the Winnipeg Jets in the Western Conference?
Yes.
I mean, look, Jonathan Taze is back, a.k.a. the Chicago captain. Yep. No matter how you look at it, the same way you look at Patrick Kane, that man will forever be a Chicago Blackhawk. On top of that, I am picking up what you are putting down. What is it? So Matthew Tkachuk is going to be out until December because he had abductor surgery.
Yeah, he was struggling in the finals, man. They basically won the finals with him playing basically 50%, which was my tells you how deep Florida was last year, man. I mean, getting Marchand was just a godsend, man.
And then on top of that, breaking news broke earlier today as Alexander Barkov is going to be out for most likely the remainder of the season and the 2026 Olympics.
Yep.
Due to I believe a leg injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was a knee.
Yeah, somewhere in the leg. But man, is that going to hurt the Panthers' chances of three-peating? Yes, it will. But could the Panthers three-peat? I have no doubts. I'm not going to deny that. Look, there are definitely teams on the horizon. Edmonton Oilers, yeah, there's no doubt about the. There's no doubt about the fact that they are going to go on a revenge tour. Connor McDavid, he wants to hoist up Lord Stanley. And I fully believe that if the Oilers won the Stanley Cup, Leon Draisaitl was going to get the fucking, what do you call it? Conn Smythe Trophy, the playoff MVP. That dude was just on a whole nother level. Without Draisaitl, yeah, it would have been a clean sweep.
He's an underrated superstar, man. I mean, Connor McDavid's so good. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to. It reminds me a little bit of Crosby Malkin. I mean, Malkin had some really big playoff series that you don't notice it because you're, Sid's doing his thing, or even back in the day with Lemieux and Yager, man. Like, there's certain teams just have this, but Draisaitl was the real deal, man. I mean, to have him on your second line, and I know they can combine them during the playoffs to play together, which is insane. But I just don't think Edmonton. I think they made it to 2 cups in a row. I know they lost both. I can't see them getting to a third. I think they're gonna have you have even Nashville had a bad year last year. Nashville's talented. Minnesota's talented. Chicago's young and up and Chicago's like one player away from being, they need like a veteran in there to mix it all together. And I mean, they've been drafting well. I think it's going to start to come to fruition. Um, the I mean, honestly, you can look at any team in the West. You already mentioned Winnipeg, picking up Jonathan Toews. And what's great about Toews at this point in his career, he don't need to score. He just needs to be that guy, man. That smart guy out there that's leading his team, and he's that kind of guy. He's a leader, and he could be the perfect thing to hold that glue together. You got Colorado with Nathan McKinnon. You got Vancouver had 109 points last year. I mean, the West is loaded. So even like Utah now, Utah's got the Mammoth. They're getting into their own team now and everything. The West is not fun to play. Vegas, LA.
I was just about to say, do not sleep on the Vegas Golden Knights.
No, you never can sleep on them, man. They seem to always reload, and even like one of the worst teams in the league last year, the Kraken. The Kraken's good, man. They got talent. They got talent throughout that lineup. And don't sleep on San Jose. They just drafted 2 years in a row. They got two of the top players in the draft. So it's definitely gonna be hard for Edmonton. Florida in the East. We already talked about it a little bit. There's a lot of teams in flux in the East. Like Boston, they lost Marchand. They sort of, you don't know what they're going to do. Toronto just seems not to get over that hump. Tampa Bay, I think, got some talent.
I'll agree to that.
The Rangers' new coach, they got our old coach. They got Mike Sullivan. They could be a team to look out for. Carolina, of course. Carolina's one of them teams that always seem to play well.
I was going to say, the only way that Carolina actually makes the playoffs is boring their opponents to death.
Oh,
they got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, that's literally how they did it. They bored their players to fucking death.
Yeah, they remind you of the old New Jersey Devils, man. That's how the Devils used to do it back in the day with Brodeur, and they trapped you to death. They trapped you to the point where they would win 2-1 and not care about it. They didn't care about not scoring.
Yeah, Marty Brodeur was he was the embodiment of a New Jersey Devil.
No, he was ridiculous, man. Then you had like Scott Stevens. I mean, that team was just built for defense, man. So just the score on Billy Guerin, the score on the Devils back in the day was tough, man. I mean, I witnessed in the 90s some of the best Penguin teams couldn't score on Brodeur. Brodeur was legit.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, somebody from Canada by the name of Sid the Kid decided to come along and go to the fucking Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's funny, man? There's a little symmetry in this. Lemieux to Crosby was, I'm going to get this right, I want to say 21 years. 21 years from Lemieux's draft day to Crosby's draft day. There's a kid coming out this year named Gavin McKenna. He's playing for Penn State, so he's playing locally here for us. He's the number one prospect. He's the closest thing to Connor Bedard like lately. He's better than last year's number one prospect. He's good. He's legit. He will be 21 years from Crosby till now. So if the Penguins shit the bed this year, which I really believe they will, because they don't have much talent. Wouldn't that be fun? The league already hates the Penguins because they always seem to get these guys. If they can pull off Gavin McKenna, man, that would just be start the train over again. Start it up again.
Man, oh man. But real talk, I'm sure that this is what you're thinking for what I'm about to say. Mario Lemieux, number one for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Sidney Crosby for number two.
I do agree with that. I actually thought you were going to say Mario Lemieux, the best player of all time, because I still get arguments with the Lemieux Gretzky thing. I do believe, Lemieux. I think Crosby would even admit that. I mean, I always tell people if Lemieux played hockey like Sidney Crosby did, like the way Crosby goes in a corner. Crosby doesn't play like a superstar. He goes in a corner. He plays dirt. He goes gets the puck. Lemieux didn't do that. Lemieux just hung out. He was just so talented. But if Lemieux had Crosby's work ethic, he would have averaged 230 points a year. There's no doubt in my mind. Especially with
Oh
them,
yeah,
especially them goalies back then that looked like they were wearing Milek pads. So
bro, you couldn't be more on point. I mean, like you said, Wayne Gretzky would literally acknowledge what Mario Lemieux was doing. Real recognizes real.
mhm.
It's
yeah,
not even close.
Gretzky said flat out that if Lemieux doesn't get cancer, Lemieux doesn't get back problems, Lemieux's probably breaking all my records. He said that. I mean, he basically. I mean, I think everybody sort of knew that. I mean, he was an 18-year-old that got drafted first overall and was smoking cigarettes at the press conference. That's just the way. It's the way
Bro,
Mario
the
was,
great
man.
one was in attendance when Alex Ovechkin broke Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record.
And by the way,
Like, the
as much.
dude was just that humble.
And by the way Ovechkin. I'm drinking for you, buddy. I know as a Pittsburgh fan with Ovechkin and Crosby all these years. I got to give Ovi credit, man. The dude, that's a hell of a record he broke. I don't care what anybody says. And
Oh, yeah.
if you look at Ovechkin, who he shot against, who he played against, then look at Gretzky's goalies. That's amazing that he was scoring the goals he did. But these goalies are 6'6", and they wear pads that they cover the net. Gretzky played, like we talked about, little Milek pads. Man, these goalies look like they barely had any pads on at all. So I got to give Ovi credit, man. I mean, the guy definitely shelled out. He's a great hockey player, man.
Oh, yeah. But speaking of Ovechkin, with everything that he's done in the NHL, would you consider him a seat at the table of NHL greats? You know, Bobby Orr, the great one, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, so on and so forth.
I think if you did greatest hockey players like top 10, he would struggle to get in there because his playmaking abilities really ain't up to par with like the Lemieux, the Yagers, the Crosbys, the Gretzkys. Top goal scorer, best goal scorers of all time. He's top 3. I mean, it's him. I got to put Mike Bossy in there, the old Islander that was just people forget about him. That guy was phenomenal. I mean, top 10, he's definitely top 5. You can't sneak him in the top 5. I mean, we already talked about Gretzky, Lemieux, Bobby Orr. You got Crosby. Crosby could sneak up. I don't even know if Crosby would be top 5. I mean, being honest, the way
Or shit, who was it? He played for
Howe.
the Red Wings, Mr. Hockey.
Gordie Howe, yeah, Gordie Howe.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean, I think Crosby would struggle to get in the top 5. That's just being honest. I mean, I think the only player that's out there right now that could possibly be top 5, but he's really got to pick up his production in postseason is Connor McDavid. McDavid's putting up numbers, man. He's still young.
Mm-hmm.
If he averages like 110 points these next 10, 12 years, I mean, he's going to be right there with
I'll agree with that. I mean, his style of hockey is insane.
So fast. He looks like he's that one kid at when you go roller skating, he's like that one kid that's flying around the rink while all the other kids are just barely skating. That's what it looks like. If you go to a live game, I went to a couple games where Penguins played Edmonton, and watching McDavid skate, you're just like, holy hell. I mean, and Crosby's Penguins have good skaters, but dude, McDavid's in a league of his own.
Bro, I was even watching the Stanley Cup Finals, and man, what McDavid was doing on that ice was unfucking real. Like I said, you take Leon Draisaitl out of that equation, whoo, that was insane hockey playing.
If you go back to Edmonton and they just do their one draft pick, they were so good on. They got McDavid, they got Draisaitl in there, they got Nugent Hopkins, which he's gotten better as his career went on. What was the Russian's name they took first overall? Literally held them back for it held them back because he played in the league for like 3 years. He was the first overall pick. They thought he was they thought he was the next one. They thought he was going to be that guy. Edmonton Oilers. I can't remember. It's a Russian player. Edmonton Oilers.
See, that's the thing about hockey. Like, it's so easy to get into, but god damn it, it's a pain in the ass to remember the players' names.
Nail Yakupov. He was
Okay.
he was a first overall pick in 2012. He was considered like the man. I mean, he had the Bedard stuff coming when he came out. Oh, this guy's gonna be legit. He's gonna be unbelievable. He's considered the biggest bust of all time, and that was if Edmonton hits on that draft pick as well, they're probably gonna win 2 or 3 cups right now because they
Oh,
would have
yeah.
they had so many number 1 picks back then.
Man, it's unreal. I mean, look, I'm looking forward to hockey season coming up. I cannot wait for it. I mean, we got I really hope to see the Four Nations face off, and I really hope to see the 2026 fucking Olympics because man, is that gonna be enjoyable.
Next Tuesday, NHL starts, man. Not this Tuesday, next Tuesday, October 7th. Season
Yes, sir.
starts, man.
Yes, sir. But right now, we got some absolute cinema going on right now. Now, we're closing in on the end of September and beginning of October for baseball. Now, it's nothing short of absolute cinema. On top of that, after the All-Star break, the Tigers had a 10 plus digit lead over the AL Central. Fast forward to now, the Cleveland Indians actually have a lead in the AL Central. Now, moving on to the AL East, the Yankees were battling the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox were actually in a battle with the Blue Jays. Just, oh my God. If the playoffs were to start today, who would you have making the most noise?
In the American League?
American League, National League, it doesn't matter.
Man, I'll tell you what. I think the Yankees are getting it together at the right time. They struggled a lot in the middle of the season. I think they're starting to find their gear. I look at teams that find their gear late in the year, man, because that's what you want. You want to go into the playoffs hot. I mean, Cleveland, geez, oh man. I mean, they're basically doing something that's unheard of. To be down 10 games at the time they were down by 10 games, and they're both tied. They're 86 and 73. They're tied right now.
Yep.
And that's amazing. I mean, I wouldn't sleep on Boston. They got a lot of good young players. I think the playoffs this year are going to be amazing. I think Seattle with you got Raleigh there, and you got a couple other. They got some good hitters, some good pitching. I like the American League teams. The National League, man, I never sleep on the Phillies. I think the Phillies are that team that you just don't want to sleep on. I think the Cubs are better than the Brewers. This is my opinion. I'm a Pirate fan, of course. So I've watched us play both teams many times. I love the Cubs lineup, man. I love what the Cubs bring. And by the way, PCA joined the 30-30 club today, which made 6 players this year. Now 30-30. That kid's phenomenal.
He really is. And man, oh man,
He's
I
good.
couldn't agree more. The Cubs are definitely a team that are going to make some serious noise in the playoffs.
Then you can't sleep on the Dodgers, of course, just because of the money involved and the players they got. But I don't know, man. I feel like the Dodgers don't. I think I don't know how to explain it. You know how something gets stale over time, and just I don't see that team being like a what's the word? Like an exciting team, like a team that wants to go into the playoffs, and they've done it so many times now. It's like
Yeah.
I think the Cubs are that team, man. They're just gonna ride the wave. I could see like the you know what? I could honestly see like the Cubs and like Seattle or I honestly, if Cleveland wins this, do not be shocked if they make a run now. I mean, they already done the hardest part. You come back from 10 games, winning a series is nothing at this point. So I wouldn't want to play Cleveland. Put it that way.
No, that's fair. I mean, bro, like you said, the Cubs are definitely going to make some noise.
I like him. I like him a lot, man. I do.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, it wouldn't be surprising if the Indians made some noise in the American League playoffs.
I could see that. I mean, honestly, like 10 games down, but less than a month ago, and you I mean, feel bad for Detroit because Detroit got some really good young players too. I mean, it's not over yet. I mean, I think the loser of that doesn't even make the playoffs, right? So whoever wins that division is in. The loser is gone. So
Oh yeah,
it's all
and
or nothing.
Detroit has some serious depth too.
Oh yeah, I like their build of a team, but I mean, don't sleep on Cleveland, man. Jose Ramirez is godly. He's unbelievable. He is. I mean, it's just there's so many good hitters in this playoffs coming up right now. I mean, if you haven't got to see PCA and you haven't got to see one of the most underrated Cubs is Ian Happ. I mean, I know he's a Pittsburgh boy, so I always, when he comes to town, it's like he just destroys the Pirates. But that lineup from top to bottom there's no holes in that lineup, man.
Oh yeah, no, Ian Happ is just unreal in the lineup. What is he? DH?
DH left field. I think he does DH more than he plays the outfield now, though.
Oh yeah, but yeah, do not sleep on Ian Happ anytime soon. That dude is a stone cold killer
He is,
with
man.
ice in his veins.
Switch hitter too. Switch hitters that can do it from both sides just are to me. It's the most natural looking thing in the world. Like it's so hard. You don't see many of it. I mean, Raleigh's doing it in Seattle. A switch hitter with 60 homers is unheard, never done before. Um, a guy like Ian Happ, okay, what are you gonna do? He's 3 for 3. You're gonna bring in a righty. He's already 3 for 3 against the righty. You bring in a lefty. He turns around and it's just a great spot to be in for a team where you don't have to worry about a team being able to bring in a pitcher to neutralize a hitter because you can't neutralize a good switch hitter.
Fair enough. But speaking of Cal Raleigh, do you think Raleigh deserves the AL MVP based on home runs alone?
I don't think it's just a home runs. I think it's a storybook season, man. I mean, 125 ribs. He's a switch hitting catcher right there. That's unheard of. I'm not saying I think he should win the MVP, but I think he's going to get some votes, man. I mean, he's a switch number one switch hitter of all time, home run wise. That's right there. That's a phenomenal stat. 247 in today's baseball. It's not horrible by no means. He's not in the kind of lineup that Aaron Judge is in. That's the one argument I can give for Cal Raleigh. Like Yankees got a loaded lineup, and
That they do.
so you got to pitch the Judge a lot of times. I mean, Raleigh's a guy that's walked a ton this year as well. He struck out a lot too, but
I was gonna say, like, even pitchers know that when Aaron Judge steps up to the plate, they're just like, yeah, no, we're walking him. But when Cal Raleigh steps up to the plate, you're still gonna pitch to him?
he's walked a good bit this year. I think as the years went on, I mean, I even at the All-Star break, he had like what 40 something. I didn't think he'd hit 60. There's no doubt I didn't think he'd hit 60. He was what the MVP of the well, he won the home run derby. The guys just had a notch, like one of them. What it could be a one and done season. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he comes back next year and hits 21 homers. That's just one of them weird out of the blue. Remember Brady Anderson from the Orioles? He had a 50 home run season and never hit more than I think 18 after that. And
Oh yeah. Or like Chris Davis. You
yeah,
know, he had a breakout season. The Orioles paid him, and then he basically dropped off the face of the earth.
I think Judge will win the MVP, and I have no problem with him winning it. I think Riley will get some. He will get some votes, especially from historians that vote, because a switch hitter to hit 60 homers is unheard of, man. I mean, I think Bubba's record was 54. Mickey Mantle. So I mean, and 60 homers as a catcher is even more unheard of. So it's he's putting up numbers you haven't never seen. You might not see them again for a long time. So, and the fact that he came out of nowhere. I mean, I guarantee if you'd asked 9 out of 10 baseball fans who Cal Raleigh was before the season, they would have been like, I have no idea. So, but I think he deserves votes. I wouldn't be shocked either way. I don't think it ain't like he's hitting 211 with 60 homers. Then I'd be like, come on. I mean, 247 in today's baseball is not horrid. It's not horrible, even though I still think of 240. I think of anything under 250 as being like a rough batting average, but you can't do that anymore because of just because of how baseball is. But I mean, what's Judge at right now? He's at 330, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so he's hitting 330 right now. I believe he's under 500 for on base percentage and just under 700 for slugging percentage.
yeah, and no, with 50 homers, 50.
Yeah, 50, 51 homers. Yep, that sounds about right.
Yes, I mean, now I dig it a little deeper. I would personally give it to Judge. I mean, 330 with 50 homers that's an unheard of thing too, man. That's not something you can sit on. And looking at the Yankees lineup, it's not quite as good as I thought it really was. I mean, you got Stanton. I mean, you got some players that aren't like the Yankees don't do what the Dodgers do. They have like Ben Rice. They take chances on young guys. You know what I mean? They give guys chances that aren't $100 million guys as well. So I got to I give it to Judge, man. The more I think about it, I'm giving it to Judge. Cal Raleigh, though, great season. I mean, one of them seasons that we're going to remember. In the future, he's going to be the every switch hitter is going to have to go after his record now. So
Oh, for sure. I mean, what was it? So there's an award in MLB for like offensive player of the year. Um Somebody mentioned it on TikTok, the Hank Aaron offensive player of the year. That is the category that I see Cal Raleigh in. Like, bro, you were such an offensive part for the Seattle Mariners. You helped them win their first AL West title for the first time since 2001. Yeah, you're definitely deserving of that title. There's no shadow of a doubt about that.
yeah, like he'll win a Silver Slugger at catcher, of course, and I mean Judge will get his one in the outfield. I mean, it's going to be down to them two guys, and the votes are going to be. I think it's going to be very close either way. I think Judge. I'd give him the notch, but I think it's going to be close. I do think some of the historians will be impressed with the 60 homers from a switch hitter, and I think we'll get some extra votes that he maybe shouldn't get.
No, that's fair. That is definitely fair. I mean, we got October on the horizon. We got October baseball coming soon. But for right now, we got football to talk about. Why? Because we got a battle of Florida going on. Florida State, man, oh man, what an insane turnaround as opposed to last year when Florida State could only win 2 games, one of those coming by way of a conference game. Now, don't get me wrong, Miami definitely had a good season going into last year, going 10-3, but they would go into a bowl game losing to Iowa State. Now, right now, would it be surprising if the ACC came down to Florida State and Miami?
Not at all, especially with Clemson being 1-3. I'm going to the pick game tomorrow. They're playing Louisville. Louisville's another top 25 team. I got to see how good they
We're gonna
really
get
are.
into Clemson in just a bit.
I think I honestly, if I had to put a prediction right now, that would be the two teams that I would put my money on that they would be the two teams that play. Miami's legit. They are legit. Like they're not. I know in the past they've done crazy stuff. I mean, this team is legit. I mean, they just have great defense. They got
Mm.
weapons on offense. They're good, man. They I wouldn't be shocked if they run the table this year. Just run right through the ACC.
Yeah. Well, hey, ironic that this dude, who's a Florida State fan, apparently, is saying don't sleep on Georgia Tech and the ACC. Now, look, we're
I
not
agree
going to
with
sleep
that.
on Georgia Tech anytime soon, but I mean, come on. When you put Georgia Tech up against Florida State and Miami, do they really have a chance?
They do. You know why? Because and I've heard this from coaches that play them. The way they run their offense is very unique, and it's hard to stop. And it's been going on for a couple of years. Even like last year, they might have won like 7 games, but they play teams tough. Haynes King, their quarterback, he's perfect for that system. I'm not saying he's going to be an NFL quarterback, but that guy's right. I mean, I sort of slept on him right there in that conversation. Georgia Tech could be a team that, I think Florida State's still on eggshells a little bit. Where Miami, I think, is legit. I think Miami would take care of Georgia Tech, but I think Georgia Tech could give Florida State a run for their money.
No, that's fair. That is all right, here we go.
Okay, yeah. So they have a pretty easy go at it. I know they play. I think they play Pitt. I gotta look at their schedule. That's one thing I'm bad at. I'm bad at. Andrew's good at the schedule. I got too much on my plate to remember schedules. But I know that I know when I watched them early in the year though, Haynes King, their offense it's unique, man. It reminds you sort of a couple years ago how Oregon. It's just discombobulated. It's like, you know what I mean. It's like what's that called? What do they call that? Something chaos. It's
I was gonna say the Wildcat.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of everything, but it's like
Uh,
it's like continual chaos. Like they know what they're doing, but it looks like it's chaotic, and it's hard to play against. Defenses have trouble.
or Control Chaos.
Yeah, control chaos, where they know what they're
Okay.
doing, but it looks like they're like, what the hell's going on? But they're Haynes King's good, man. This guy made a good point. I still, if I had to put money, I put Florida State, Miami, but I still think if there is a third team, it ain't Clemson. It's Georgia Tech is a third team that has a potential.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, the way I look at it is it's like this. I see Haynes King as a Georgia Tech version of Tim Tebow, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
This dude is running with bad intentions, but man, oh man,
he's a
is
tough kid,
he
man.
the glue for that team?
Oh yeah, he's a tough kid, man. He ain't afraid to take a hit. He's another kid too that can get out of the pocket and throw the ball. I'm not saying he has an NFL type arm. Like I said, he's gonna be one of them guys that maybe get drafted in the 6th or 7th round that teams might have to find a niche for him. But college wise, he's doing a fine job at Georgia Tech, and you get a chance to watch a Georgia Tech game, man. They're worth watching.
Oh yeah.
I think later in the year they play Georgia, so that'll be a fun one to watch.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely going to be a fun one. But since we're in the ACC of things for college football, let's just talk about Clemson. Just when you thought Clemson was going to be that team in the ACC, they decided to shit the fucking bed. Now, after losses to Georgia Tech and Syracuse, is Clemson's season done?
Yeah, they're done, man. They're I can't see how they're not done. Even if they run their table, I mean, it might not be done ACC wise, I guess you could say, but their chances of anything, they ain't gonna win the ACC. They're not gonna be the team in the playoffs. I don't think they're gonna get to the playoffs. I mean, they already have what? They already have 2 losses in the conference, right? Or one loss in
Yeah.
the conference. I'm trying to think here.
No,
But
2
they lost to
losses.
Syracuse.
They lost to LSU. Or yeah, 1 loss.
I'm trying to think here. Wait, Clemson. Okay, they're 0-2 in the big. They're already 0-2 in the ACC because they lost to
They
Syracuse,
lost
of
to
course.
they lost to
Syracuse
Syracuse.
and Georgia
Mm-hmm.
Tech, right?
Yeah, they lost to Georgia Tech, and they also lost to LSU.
Yeah, so they're 1-3 on the year, but they're 0-2 in the ACC. So their chances of running through to make it's gonna be hard because teams like SMU, who they've lost 2 games already this year outside the conference, but against pretty good teams, they have a chance to make a good run in the ACC. Louisville has a good chance to make a run in the ACC. Then we already talked about Miami and Florida State, so there's a lot for them to have to overcome. Not to mention, you can't tie Syracuse or Georgia Tech because they got the tiebreaker on them. So I think their season is over. Their best thing they can hope for right now is a bowl game, and I can't see them not winning at least 7 games. If they don't do that, then you got to look at Dabo Sweeney might be on his last leg.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, look, Dabo Sweeney, you are definitely one of, if not the greatest head coaches of all time. I mean, look, you already beat Nick Saban in a national championship twice. But at what point do you realize that it's like, oh, hey, maybe I should go to a different team instead of staying with the same team and still trying to do something?
I think he's starting to realize. I think the one thing he's starting to realize. I think everybody's starting to realize. Kate Klubnik's not that guy. He's not that guy, man. The games that I've watched him lose, he's just not. He doesn't have that it factor. You know, that Gunnar Stockton factor. That John Mateer, guys that are going out there and finding ways to win, finding things to do. Bad fumbles in bad spots, bad interceptions in bad times. I mean, and the worst part is Clemson supposedly has 5 guys on their defense that are first-round draft picks, and
Yeah, I
they ain't
mean,
dropping
look, the
anybody.
way that Klubnik is playing right now, the dude is literally looking like DJ Ukulele or whatever the fuck his last name was.
I like
When
ukulele
he
better than
took
what his
o-
name
yeah,
is.
or
I can't say it either.
yeah, I mean, or what is it? Uwe Ungule, God forbid.
Yui
Um,
Ungole.
that is what K Klubnik is looking like.
Yeah, he does. He does not. He does not have the ability to bring teams back right now. I mean, he had a couple. You know, a good. The trust his playmakers on offense. That's true, man. He got a good receiver, Williams, and got running back. I don't know if it's play calling but the games I've watched, he's made some really bad decisions in bad times, and that's never a good thing if you're a team that had playoff sites. I mean, I know I'm not gonna put Vandy Chris down, but Vandy Chris said Clemson was gonna win it all, everything. I love that when he's wrong because he's so stern about it. So Vandy Chris, when Oregon beats Penn State tomorrow night, you better give me a call. You better give me a call because I picked it. I did it.
Damn. Well, look, I got Penn State beating Oregon. I'm not gonna deny that, but that is good. That is definitely going to be a shootout.
Oh, definitely. It's gonna be a fun one to watch. I mean, I'm going to the Pitt game tomorrow. I'm picking up a 6-pack over my buddy's house, who's a huge Penn State fan. I always sit next to him during these big games, and it's funny because it always starts off really good, and he's all excited. Oh, like last year, they're beating Ohio State. He's like, dude, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And then all of a sudden, there's that one play, and I'm like, boom! You ain't gonna win a big game, man. You ain't gonna beat them big teams. I think they do have a chance against Oregon. I think Ohio State, no way. I don't think they're ready to beat Ohio State yet.
We shall see. When the games approach, but for right now, we're going to take our first commercial break. We shall be right back. But when we come back, we are going to be talking some NFL right now. Why? Because there is some NFL to be talked about. But Black Cherry, I see you, my man.
Black cherry. I did a lime. I'm doing a black cherry now. So.
I saw that too.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking Coors Light right now.
Okay.
But one thing I do not sleep on is something called Monaco Citrus Rush.
Ooh.
It's literally vodka Red Bull.
That sounds amazing.
Oh my God, bro, I'm telling you, when you have it, do not sleep on it.
I won't. I come to Chicago, you better give me a 6-pack of that, brother.
So they do a 4-pack of Monaco, but when you visit, I got you.
All right, brother.
But like I said, we're going to take our first commercial break. We will be right back with some NFL talk. So we will see y'all in just a bit.
the one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. Hard rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Game day countdown with Mac and James. It's game day countdown, round rise and shine. Mac and James with the sports talk line. Big plays, bright lights, teams on the rise. From the first step to the final drive. Big hits, big plays, all the highlights. Countdown's on, it's football time. Game day countdown, Mac and James, let's go. Game day countdown with Mac and James.
Nobody can stop me now.
All right. Welcome back. Now, we already discussed hockey, baseball, college football. Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty. It is time to start talking NFL right now. Why? Because Baker Mayfield is that dude. If Tim Tebow and Johnny Manziel did the DBZ fusion dance, if you know, you know. And basically, Baker Mayfield is what we got. Since 2023, Baker has been leading the league in some serious categories, touchdowns, for that matter. Is it time to start putting respect on the name of Baker Mayfield?
I would have Baker Mayfield on my short list right now for MVP this season for what he's done. The guy's a player, man. You could see it as soon as he came into the league that he was a player, and I don't know why he didn't get the chance that he should have gotten. I think
the Browns did him dirtier than a fucking Diddy party.
They did, man. I'm so glad that Tampa Bay took the chance on him, and I mean, since he's been there, they've done nothing but win a division. So the guy knows what he's doing, man. I mean, him and Egbuka are going to be a combination. Here there'll be a combination here for years. They lost Mike Evans, but I think Baker Mayfield's that kind of guy that you just throw out some receivers, he'll find a way to get them the ball, and I like him. He's a fun guy to watch. You got to root for a guy like him. He's not arrogant. He's a hard-nosed player. I love guys like that, man.
For sure. I mean, there was a reporter that was like, "Yo, Baker, what was more disrespecting? What Egbuka Egbuka did with his one-handed catch, or what he did to score a touchdown?" And Baker was like, "Oh, the one-handed catch. He disrespected my fucking passes."
Yeah, he made my pass.
Fucking rookies. The man is a goddamn diva. I fucking love it.
Yeah, he's a good. I mean, he's a guy that you got to root for. He's a hard guy to put it this way. He's a hard guy not to like. He's a hard guy not to like.
Oh yeah. Now look, don't get me wrong. I will say this. I hated him when he ran out to midfield after Oklahoma beat Ohio State and planted that flag, and he was just trash talking Kansas. I was like, bro, you're not going to make it. But this dude is literally the embodiment of a Florida man. I dare you to change my mind.
Nah, I'm telling you, man. I mean, Josh Allen right now is my leader in the clubhouse, but I put Baker Mayfield right in that same category. Though, as a guy that I would put him right in that short list of guys that what he's done this year so far. He's won games. He's brought his team back, being behind a couple times. I like him, man. Like I think Tampa Bay is going to have another run for their division this year. I think they're going to do it again. So that's going to be what 4 or 5 years in a row they've done it, including the Brady years. So I think Tampa Bay was smart, man. They went out. They did the right thing. I mean, teams should look at what they did because I'm in a quarterback what's that called, a quandary right now in Pittsburgh because we got an Aaron Rodgers for 1 year, and then next year we're going to be back to square one again because we didn't even give Will Howard a chance, and Tampa Bay just said, you know what, we're going to take this Baker Mayfield kid, and they never look back, man. They're not looking back. He's still got some good years ahead of him too. That's the sad thing. He's not real old.
He really does. I mean, look, I will say this. Gronk even gave Baker Mayfield his flowers because he was like, oh, he signed a 3-year, $100 million contract. And you would think that people are, when they sign that kind of deal, they're going to go out and celebrate, right? No. Baker was literally on the practice field the next fucking day. So when Gronk gives you your fucking flowers, you know you're doing something right.
He's only 30 years old, so man, he's got lots of time left, man. He's a guy that, for some reason, for as tough nosed as he don't take bad hits. He's a smart quarterback. He doesn't put his body in harm's way. So I think he's gonna be getting another contract here soon. It's gonna be a huge one, man. He's gonna get a nice contract.
I will say this: when he straight up stiff armed Nick Bosa in one of their ending games for the season, when he stiff armed Nick Bosa, arguably one of the best defensive ends in the game, I was like, yeah, you definitely earned my fucking respect because you are 6 foot and Nick Bosa has at least 50 pounds on your ass.
Probably 5 inches on you.
Oh yeah.
No, I like the way he plays, man. Tough, hard nose. I wish I could watch more Buccaneers games because this Igbuka kid's gonna be he's the easy front runner right now for rookie of the year. He's putting up huge numbers already.
Oh yeah, and let's not forget the Buccaneers are literally the first team, in God knows how long, to have come from behind victories in their first 3 games of the season. Why? Because Baker Mayfield is under fucking center. Put some goddamn respect on that dude's name.
Yeah, I agree, man. I respect him. I respect him wholeheartedly. I wish Pittsburgh had him. That's for sure.
Oh man, bro. Yeah, he's a Florida man. There's no doubt about that. But you put him in Pittsburgh, yeah, he embodies that shit.
Oh yeah, he's the blue collar guy that we love in this town. He would be, people in this town would have swooned all over him, man. They would be like, that'd be the guy.
I see it like this. Baker Mayfield would have been to Pittsburgh the same way that Larry Bird was to the Boston Celtics.
Oh, he would have fit right in, man. Like, it'd been an instant, I mean, it would have been a perfect it'd be like when Kevin Green came here. It was like the dude he became the city of Pittsburgh. It's just, we have certain guys, certain style personalities. They come to Pittsburgh. It's like they become folk heroes right away. So he'd be that guy. There's no doubt in my mind.
No, I absolutely 100% agree. There is no question about it. But let's stick to the NFL right now. To turn the ball over. Tagovailoa, whatever the fuck his last name is, wants a promising young quarterback from Alabama to now spending more time on his back than a goddamn porn star. Oh, God. This dude literally has more concussions than he does playoff wins.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that, I mean, he's a guy that you're counting down the days. I mean, every year you think it's gonna be the last year for him. That's not a good thing to have, but that many head injuries. He's one away from probably ending it all.
Is it time for the Dolphins to move on from Tua Tagovailoa and give Zach Wilson the redemption arc and to show why the Jets are the way that they are?
I mean, it would be funny, wouldn't it? Because that means that the Jets would have lost out on Sam Darnold, who's kicking ass right now. He's actually having a good year in Seattle again.
Yeah.
After he had that
Yeah.
great year last
He
year in
had an
Minnesota.
amazing year in
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, he beat the Steelers week 2. We couldn't stop him. I just don't think I don't think Zach Wilson's that guy. But I mean, hey, at this point, I think Miami's like, I don't know if you get the same vibe when you think of Miami. They're almost like a shit show. Like they are, like their coach is like. I used to like Mike. I think he's a cool dude. He says funny. Mike McDaniel says cool stuff to the his good quotes and that. But they feel like a shit show to me. You know what I mean? Like Tyreek Hill's always something's going on with him. Something you got. Tua's always getting hurt. The head injuries. I just think Miami's got way too much. They're like Dallas, like a lower Dallas Cowboy kind of team. And I think of them like they're a team that just there's more drama than putting goods out there. And they're never the team they have right now. Well, they will never compete with the Buffalo Bills. Never. It's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Look, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's also like, yo, Tua literally has Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, two of the fastest guys.
But like I said, he has spent more time on his back than a goddamn porn star. What do you think Zach Wilson is going to do with wide receivers like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill? And you throw in the fact that Mike McDaniel is the head coach. Zach Wilson, I'm sorry, is literally going to show why the Jets set their quarterbacks up for fucking failure.
Yeah, there's something going on in New York, man. Both New York teams, what the hell are they doing, man? Like I don't get what I don't get this. I don't know. I'm old school when it comes to if I'm drafting the guy in the first round, and the Steelers just did this with Kenny Pickett. Give the guy a legitimate shot. Like if your offensive line is bad year one, don't say, okay, we gotta get a new quarterback. If your receivers suck year one, we got to get him some weapons. Don't just get. I don't understand this. Like the Jets go through number one quarterbacks, like it's like in Cleveland, another team. Just we'll drop the number one this year. Cleveland dropped 3 this year. It's like, come on, man.
Literally like, Russian roulette.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. Like you give your guy a chance. Give him the confidence. Like this is your team, and that's why I don't think Kenny Pickett was the guy, but I think I think the Steelers just never gave him the confidence, man. Like how do you give a guy confidence? He was 4-2 as a starter, and he's not doing good enough. All right, and what's wrong? Like, I don't get that vibe. Like I mean, the Giants.
Yeah, but somehow
500 yards.
Yeah, but somehow fucking Mike Tomlin was able to have a winning season with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, that's dude. I'll tell you what, man. I go through this as a Pittsburgh media guy. The worst argument in the world. You hear it non-stop. You have the anti-Tomlin guys. We don't care that he wins every year. Then you have the other guys like, hey, 9-8, 10-7. You're in the playoffs. You get a chance. I'm sort of in the middle. Like I even this year, we're gonna go 9-8 or 10-7 again. I guarantee it. But I would put money that we're not good enough to beat any team in the playoffs this year. We're not. Like if we play Buffalo round one or Kansas City, we sort of coming closer to. I think Kansas City's taking a step back, but Buffalo, the Chargers are very sneaky right now, man. They could be the best team in football. I'm being dead serious with you. I'm gonna see how they deal with this Najee Harris thing, but their team, dude, Lad McConkey, man.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, man. Him and
That
Herbert,
dude is fucking dangerous.
dude, he's so smooth off the
It doesn't matter how you look at it.
They said, I do a lot of draft stuff. So when he came out in the draft, I'll never forget this. At the I went to the combine and I got to hear a couple of the guys talk about like the cornerbacks, and he was at Senior Bowl too. So Senior Bowl, he lines up against other good cornerbacks that are coming out in the draft. And I forget which cornerback said it, but he said that guy is impossible to cover. Like he's one of them guys that come off this thing. He's so quick on his cuts. You can't cover him. That's how Antonio Brown was. You can't cover the guy one-on-one. Like the guy's always going to be open. And Justin Herbert's a perfect quarterback for that. And Jim Harbaugh's a perfect coach for that team. Like that team is scary good, man. Like you give me $1 million right now, say that money is yours. You got to bet on the team. I'm betting the Chargers over the Chiefs ain't winning that division. The Chargers are winning that division.
I see it like this. I really think that the AFC West is really going to come down to the Chargers or the Broncos.
Oh yeah, I give Denver even their defense is sick. And
Yeah.
I think if you get Bo Nix rolling, I think Bo Nix is underrated too, man.
I mean, yeah. Look, the Broncos have a serious head coach being Sean Payton, and the Chargers have a serious head coach being Jim Harbaugh. So it wouldn't surprise me if the AFC West came down to those two teams. Look, I respect the Chiefs. I respect what they've done, but at the same time, it's like, yo,
it's closer to being over than it is to being anything good. They keep having trouble with the receivers. Rashi Rice, they're getting guys now that are getting in trouble. I mean, that's part of the problem with the NFL. You got to get lucky with injuries. Number one, if your guys can stay healthy all year, that's great. Your guys got to stay out of trouble, man. I mean, Tyreek Hill's always going through assault here, assault there, or in Miami, and then you got like in Kansas City, Rashi Rice is he's suspended because of his I think it was a car accident or DUI or something. But I mean, they got I don't know. I think they're on their last leg. Kelsey's older now. I don't think Kelsey might have to change the game.
And unfortunately, Kelsey is also engaged to Taylor Swift. So there's that.
I mean, he's got a lot going on outside of football, man. I mean, him and his brother's podcast is one of the top 3 podcasts in the world right now, or something.
Oh yeah. No,
crazy.
their podcast is definitely worth watching. What is it? New Heights?
Yeah.
Oh,
he gets a call.
If you haven't tuned in to their podcast, I suggest you tune in because, man, oh man, does this show a different side of the Kelsey brothers. And on top of that, it's like the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, it's good. It's just that the two guys talk. I mean, I actually think that's why I think Kelsey's going to be done here in a year. Like, I think he's going to be done quicker than what people think. I think he's getting comfortable with his life outside of football, with no problem with that. I mean, they won, man. They did everything he could do. You don't want to hang in football too long, man. I mean,
he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
You just saw Rudy Johnson from the Bengals. I mean, you play long enough, man. You get yourself in some big time trouble with your head injuries, and if I'm a guy like Kelsey, three Super Bowls. Hey, if we don't win it this year, I'm out. Like it's. Give it maybe. I think that's what he was saying too. Like, let's give it one more go. But I do agree with you, man. Denver, LA. I think they're the 2 new teams in the AFC. I thought Houston was going to be that next team that took that step up. They're 0-3. They don't look good this year. CJ Stroud just totally went from. I thought it was a gimme that I picked CJ Stroud over Bryce Young in that draft. I was like, that's easy. But now Bryce Young's
all of a sudden, fucking Daniel Jones knows how to play football since he moved on from the goddamn New York Giants.
Dude, there's something wrong with New York, man. Something wrong with the quarterbacks in New York.
I mean, look, I will say this: if Jackson Dart thrives,
I like him. I
and
do.
oh yeah, no, like, look, I love Jackson Dart. The last time the Giants did a drafted a quarterback from Ole Miss, they won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, Eli Manning, and they beat Brady twice, which is
hmm
crazy.
Now, I'm not comparing Jackson Dart to Eli Manning anytime soon, but just Jackson Dart has that thing about him that players can what is it? Like
They feed off of him.
exactly.
Yeah, he's got that. Like he actually, now that we're talking about this, he actually is closer to a Baker Mayfield type quarterback. Just a hard
Mhm.
nose. He's gonna stick his head in there. He's gonna get them extra yards. He's not gonna slide. He's gonna go after you. He's gonna take a hit on. Um, I liked him in college. That was my pick last year. I wanted the Steelers to take Igbuka or Dart. They took Derek Harmon, which great defensive line. He's gonna be good, man. He had a sack last week, his first game in the NFL. This dude's big, fast. I think he's gonna be like he could be the new Aaron Donald in the league. He's that athletic. Um, but still, I was like, man, I'd love to have Jackson Dart. I mean, um, I never wanted Aaron Rodgers. Let's put it that way. I wanted Justin Fields. I wanted the Steelers to take on Justin Fields, and I said to myself, the worst case scenario, we win 4 games.
Mhm.
You know he ain't the quarterback of the future. So we've been 4 games. Guess what? We're picking top 5. Then you get your quarterback. Finally. Like we're drafting 18, 19, 20 every year. We ain't getting that guy, man. You're not getting
I
him.
was gonna say, imagine what Justin Fields would have done under Mike Tomlin and having a wide receiver core of George Pickens and fucking DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I don't know why we got rid of Pickens. When we got DK Metcalf, I was like, oh my gosh, we got Metcalf and Pickens. Have fun covering that. Not knowing, not knowing, not
Exactly.
knowing, not knowing the whole time Pittsburgh was like they already said going into the offseason they wanted to trade him. We'll see what he's all about now because CD Lamb's down. If he puts up, we'll see if he's a real number 1 receiver now in Dallas. But that's another team that's struggling for another day, man. They're struggling bad.
Oh, for sure. For fucking sure. But one team that really got their shit together is the Chicago Bears. Um, don't get me wrong, I hate the Cowboys just as much as the next person, but to lose to the Bears in the fashion that Dallas did, and next team up on the Bears schedule is the Raiders. Is there a winds of change happening in Chicago after the Bears beat down the Cowboys in the fashion that they did?
The only thing I got to say to that is this could be the Dallas Cowboys' worst defense they've ever had. Ever had. I'm talking like their defense is bad. Once they got rid of Micah Parsons, Bland,
Yeah, no, Jerry Jones, you got to go after trading Micah Parsons.
Then one of their best cornerbacks is out there. That's Deron Bland. He had like 9 interceptions a couple years ago.
Even Rome Odunze was making oh my god, what's his name? Tyron Diggs?
Yeah.
Stefan's brother. He was making Diggs look like a bitch.
I'm telling you what, man. I do a fantasy football show. I'm a producer of it, but I was on the air last week. I would have gave Caleb Williams a fantasy player of the week, even though the number 1 point guy last week. If you can tell me who the number 1 point guy was last week, I will be like, wow, dude, you got it. And put it this way: the number 1 fantasy football player last week, point wise, was on a team that lost by 20 points. And that's crazy to think at. He's a wide receiver whose team lost by 20 points, but he scored 41 fantasy points. And it's a guy by the name of Trey Tucker from the Las Vegas Raiders. He had 3 touchdowns, 146 yards, like 7 catches. I wouldn't sleep on that game. I think the Bears have a good chance to beat the Raiders, but don't sleep on like Brock Bowers. He didn't do much. They got a good team. The Raiders got good young talent, man. Genty. But I think the Bears might be turning out. I think Caleb Williams might be like, you know what, man? I think he's got enough weapons this year. I think they did a really good job of getting him weapons this year. And I think once he settles in and gets comfortable, they could be that third team. Actually, they're in a tough division, man. They could be that fourth team, I guess, that this gives the other team, because I think people are sleeping on the Minnesota Vikings again.
Mm-hmm.
Their
Yeah, I
defense
really
is very
think
good.
that the reason that people are sleeping on the Minnesota Vikings, it mostly has to do with JJ McCarthy being out right now. Now
Dude,
obviously Carson Wentz is under center, but he's got that starter status. He is that veteran that you can rely on. Unfortunately, when it came time to winning the big one, winning the Super Bowl, he was injured. Enter Nick Foles.
Oh yeah, Nick Foles was a hero, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you
Fucking
something.
Napoleon Dynamite beat the goddamn greatest of all time.
He did, man. I'm gonna tell you something right now. The Steelers play the Vikings Sunday morning in Ireland, 9:30 in the morning. The game starts, and I told everybody that I would say Pittsburgh would win that game by 2 touchdowns if JJ McCarthy was quarterbacking. Carson Wentz quarterbacking scares the hell out of me. He's a veteran. Jordan Addison's back this week. You got Addison and Jefferson now to throw to. It's gonna be a rough one, man. I would not be shocked if the Steelers, and that whole.
You look at what the Vikings even did against the Cincinnati Bengals.
48-10.
I literally had Cincinnati winning, but because I really didn't believe in Carson Wentz.
I'm telling you what, man. Steelers against a young quarterback like McCarthy, it's gold. It's a win. Against a guy like Carson Wentz or Joe Flacco, them guys that just know how to don't be dumb, don't throw something. They're tough to beat, man. They're tough. If you got weapons around them guys, and he's got weapons, man. Don't sleep on Jordan Mason, the running back either, man. They got the Vikings have put together a really good team, and their defense is ridiculously good.
No, for sure. I completely agree. The Vikings definitely have a good defense. And even if Carson Wentz is under center, the Vikings are still going to have a good offense. Why? Because they got Adam Thielen, and they also have Jay Jetta, a.k.a. Justin Jefferson.
Yep, and then Addison comes back, like I said, from his suspension. So don't sleep on Jordan Addison. He's like a perfect number 2 receiver. He's like a guy that will, then if Thielen's your number 3, that means in your nickel package better have guys that can cover Thielen. That's going to be tough, man. It's going to be a tough matchup for Pittsburgh.
Oh, for sure. But, hey, we're going to take our final commercial break. We're going to make some predictions. And on top of that, we got some 90s starter 90s starter jackets just throughout the 90s, whether it was NBA, NFL, NCAA, baseball, and even the NHL. We got a lot to talk about, but we're going to take our final commercial break, and we will be right back.
It's game day countdown, round rise and shine. Mac and James with the sports talk line. Deep plays, bright lights, teams on the rise. From the first snap to the final drive. Big hits, big plays are the highlights. Countdown's on, it's football time. Game day countdown, Mac and James, let's go. The one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. I rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free.
Nobody can stop me now.
All right. Now, before we get into some predictions, I got to give a quick shout out to Terry, aka the Hat Man, for this topic. Now we got to go over the 90s. Why? Because the starter jackets were the epitome of the goddamn 90s. Now, we're going to go over 5 different categories: the NBA, the NFL, NCAA, MLB, and the NHL. Now, to get things started, we're going to go over the NBA. For the starter jackets, I got to go with the Charlotte Hornets. Why? Because they were the epitome of 90s.
I actually had a starter jacket, and it was the Orlando Magic, and the Magic was a cool one, man. It had the star right there, and I remember, man, buttoning it up. It was black with the blue Magic. So I'm gonna go with the Orlando Magic. I like the feel of it. That's when Shaq was doing his thing with Penny. So it was a cool little Penny was on all the commercials, man. So it was a good time.
Fucking Lil Penny. I'm not even gonna argue that, bro. You have a solidified reason to have the Magic as a 90s starter jacket. Now let's move on to the NFL. I got the Miami Dolphins. I'm sure there were other teams out there that had reasoning, but when you got a quarterback like Dan Marino under center, you can't go wrong.
You know what? I'm trying to think of the 90s NFL. I don't know if I had an NFL one. I had a Pirates one for baseball. I don't think I had a Steelers for football, but I would go with like a team like just seeing people wearing them. I know they were probably like late 90s when they came, but the Jacksonville Jaguars always had cool shit, man. They always had this, I don't know if you were like I am when you were a kid, but I loved like new teams. I thought it was cool, man. Like, Carolina Panthers came in the league. It was just cool to like, you wanted to be the first kid on your block to have like a t-shirt. Oh, look, I got a Carolina Panthers t-shirt. Like my wife, I got a Utah Mammoth shirt the next day after they named their team. I love being that guy that has the new teams, but I'll go
I mean,
Jaguars,
look,
man. That was
even
back
if
when they
you
had
said the Green Bay Packers, I would have said no crazy talk.
the Packers. Now that you say that, man, that was one that I think I probably saw the most people wear that or the Cowboys, of course. But I hate the Cowboys, so I'm not giving them any cred. But you're right about the Packers, man. Packers had that green, that was sharp. It was good.
Yeah, like they had the white going on and like a lightning stripe of green, and then went into yellow.
You know what? I got my pick because my buddy had one. Now that I think about it, the Chargers, baby, the Chargers with the lightning bolt across and just. I like the Chargers have always been one of them teams that you know how you have your favorite team that you have that other team you're always sort of rooting for, and my two were always the Cardinals because when Larry Fitzgerald went there, he's a Pitt guy, so
Mm-hmm.
the Chargers. The Chargers never bothered me, man. Like they were always one of them teams that I rooted for.
Yeah, and now that you mention it, LaDainian Tomlinson
Oh,
is on the same level of Larry Fitzgerald.
oh, he
He
was.
deserved a fucking ring.
Yes, he did, man. LT was a phenomenal running back, man.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Oh yeah, and look, I'm not sleeping on Larry Fitzgerald anytime soon. That dude literally caught anything but COVID.
Yes, he did, man. The only
That
guy.
dude, he was hanging. I remember the commercials. He was hanging upside down and catching everything.
He literally had more tackles than drops in his career. That's the most unbelievable stat I've ever heard in my life, and it's a proven stat that he had more tackles from interceptions tackling the guy than he did drops, which is insane. Insane.
Or what was it? I believe it was like a playoff game against the Packers, and Carson Wentz was the quarterback, and he threw what was it? A short pass to Fitzgerald, and Larry just got inside the 10, and the Cardinals went on to win that game.
And you know what the best part of Larry was? He catch the touchdown. You know what he did? He handed the ball right to the ref. Here you go, ref. Never spiked the ball, never gloated, never showboated. He never went in a corner and covered his arms, and he didn't care, man. He was just a team player. Here's the ball. You know, give it a little couple of
Bro
passes.
was look, for a while, I actually hated Megatron, but it literally took me up until the going into the Navy to be like, oh, Calvin Johnson wasn't that kind of guy to like showboat, gloat, whatever. You know, like he was doing whatever the fuck Larry Fitzgerald was doing.
Yep. And now that we talk
Mother-
about it, if starters were out right now, that was the team. That would be the new team. That'd be the best shirt. That'd be the best jacket in the world. Detroit with that blue and that. Oh my god! You imagine that black with that blue they have. That blue they have is the sharpest. One of the sharpest jerseys in football is that black jersey with the blue. Oh man! And my son has I bought him a St. Brown jersey. He wears it. I'm like, man, why didn't I buy myself? That's an awesome jersey, man.
Bro, Amon-Ra St. Brown is nothing to be slept on.
No, dude, and nobody talks about him. It's crazy. He's so good, so good.
Oh,
that team is so good, and you're gonna start. There's some really exciting teams to watch this year in the NFL, and Detroit's one of them, man. Like, Buffalo. I would love to see Buffalo Detroit Super Bowl. I think it'd be the greatest Super Bowl of all time. Greatest of all time. I would have no care. I would have no care in the world who wins. Just go at it, boys.
Yeah, I wouldn't care who wins as well. Just rest. Get the fuck out of the way and let the goddamn teams play some fucking football.
That would be the most. I hope. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm picking that as my Super Bowl right now, and I'm gonna pray that it happens, man.
That's a good pick. I ain't even gonna lie. That is definitely a good pick. But yeah, so man, we got so caught up in the 90s and football. But let's talk about the NCAA for starter jackets. Honestly, I'm sorry. I got to go with it. I got to go with the Miami Hurricanes.
Oof. Man, I'm gonna tell you what. I don't know what it is. I actually have a jacket right now. It's not a starter, but it's the same type of build. I love the Michigan Wolverines colors and with the helmet on one side. I love their helmet, man. Something about their helmet just I see that helmet. I'm like, man, it's a great helmet, man. Love it. That's why I
You
picked
said the Michigan Wolverines?
Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, I honestly gotta give you props on that.
They just look so nice out there on the field, man. Like I just like I'm watching them. I'm like them helmets is just that was back in like the days with what's his name, Desmond Howard, and them. They've always had that like that look about them. And I became a Michigan fan when I was real young because of C-Web. What was that? The freshman five, the Fab Five,
Oh
the
yeah.
Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, and them. And
Mhm.
I loved them in college. So I became a Michigan fan. And then when C-Web got drafted, he got drafted by Golden State, but then got
Oh,
but then got
so unfortunate for
but,
Chris Webber.
but he got traded the same day to Sacramento. And that's where he
Mhm.
played. And I became I'm still a Sacramento Kings fan. So thank you, Chris Webber, for all these years of heartache. Because I have the Kings and the Pirates that don't win shit every year. So it's like nonstop. So baseball and basketball, I'm guaranteed not to win nothing. But I mean, Penguins and Steelers give me little bites every once in a while. So I can't complain there.
Well, hey, I will say this. What was it? I believe 2015, Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Cincinnati Reds, and the entire crowd was
Oh, Cueto.
Cueto.
Great. I was there, man.
Oh, I was like, oh shit!
There's only been
Pittsburgh actually knows something outside of football.
Dude, I will tell you what, it's only been 2 or 3 times in my life I've gotten big time goosebumps, and that was one of them. I literally felt like I almost cried that day. I think I might have actually shed some tears. It was like that's what PNC Park could be like if this owner would show out some money. That place was rocking.
Mhm.
I don't understand why we don't by the major by Mark Cuban, just buy the team Cuban, please. He's a Mount Lebanon boy from Pittsburgh. Just buy the Pirates and save us, man. Let's go.
Bro,
Cuban.
I go back to that night on YouTube just to get goosebumps, and I'm like, holy shit.
And the next pitch, Russell Martin hits it over the left field wall.
Yes.
The place, it was like seriously, like it was something if you watched it in the movie, you'd be like, oh come on. Like, it's like, come on, that would never happen. And it happened. It was like crazy, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh my God. There is nothing better than playoff baseball. And speaking of baseball, we're going to get into the 90s starter jacket of baseball. Now, I'm sorry, but I got to go with the Yankees.
I get that. I totally get that. That's probably I would almost venture to say that was probably the most the highest sold starter jacket out there. Easily that probably the most I think I see more people wearing a Yankee starter jacket than anything else. I love my pirate one, and for some reason the pirate P, the black P, the starter and that it's like sort of renowned. Like you watch rappers, like videos, like the pirate P is like a big. People love the pirate P, man. Like you know what I mean. Like in rap videos, you'll see the hat on the backwards, and so I'm gonna stick with my pirate starter. Even though we sucked in the '90s, we made it to 3 we made it to 3 National League championship games in a row. But of course, I'm not gonna give Andrew any credit. But the Braves beat us on the stupid hit by. And by the way, Andrew, we're winning 5-2 in the 7th inning, but there's a rain delay because Atlanta it's pouring down rain, but the Pirates are up 5-2.
That is true. I mean, look, the final wildcard spot is going to be absolute cinema. It is literally coming down to the Mets, the Cincinnati Reds, and the Arizona Diamondbacks. And oh my God, you're not going to want to miss it.
I think the I thought the Mets clinched.
No, so the Reds are actually on the Mets' tail.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. The Mets are one game ahead of the Reds and are 2 ahead of the Diamondbacks. So the Diamondbacks
Yep.
they gotta really hope that the Mets lose the rest of their games and they win the rest.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely going to be one to watch with those three teams. But man, oh my God, I cannot wait.
That's why baseball's so great, man. There's a ton of games and it's a long season, but man, you start looking at these standings at the end of the year, you're like, wow, that's you're seeing like 91 wins, 90 wins, 80. Like these teams are right there, man. That's what makes baseball so fun.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, I straight up saw what was it? In the news that the Red Sox could clinch the postseason with a win over the Blue Jays or a loss over the Oakland Athletics. So I'm looking at it like, oh, okay, me being a Yankees fan, if the Blue Jays lose, then the Yankees clinch the AL East.
Yeah, Yins are deadlocked. Yins are deadlocked right now.
Yeah, this is the beauty of baseball. You never know what's going to happen.
By the way, you mentioned a team that I would put a ton of stock in next year. I wrote an article about them when the Pirates were playing the A's when they were in town. That team's future is as bright as any team in baseball, man. They got Nick Kurtz, Jacob Wilson. They drafted well again this past year. They're moving to Las Vegas in a couple years, so they're gonna have money to sign these guys. The A's are gonna be legit for a while too. So don't sleep on them in the future.
Yeah, no, there's definitely no doubt about that. I mean, they got a good young core. They got like you said, Nick Hurst.
Jacob
I believe
Wilson,
they still have arguably the best closer in baseball right now, Mason.
oh yeah, that's another Pittsburgh boy. Pittsburgh boy, man.
Yeah, but the one thing that the A's need to do is move on from their owner, because if they still stayed in Oakland, we would literally still get what we're seeing right now.
No, I agree, man. Baseball's a great sport because it's starting to be the fact that these guys are getting like Nick Kurtz just got drafted last year, so like these guys aren't even spending a lot of time in the minors now. I mean, Skeens a year. Like these guys are they're coming out of college now ready to play in the pros, which is different than it ever has been. So I think it has a lot to do with these AAU. These guys have already played. They're playing hundreds of games a year now. These kids, so they're coming. They're coming out ready to go, man. Like Connor Griffin from the Pirates was named minor league player of the year. He's 19 years old, and he just finished his season hitting 330 at Double A already. 19 years old. So these guys are they're built different nowadays, man.
No, look, I completely agree. But speaking of young players, we got one final 90s starter jacket to talk about, and that is the NHL. And look, I got to go with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Oh, that's a great choice, man.
Yeah, they were, like I said, they were the epitome of the 90s. And if you saw the Mighty Ducks movies, if you know, you know.
I can't even argue that, man. I'm gonna go one better. I seen for some reason I saw a lot of people wearing this, and I something about black and silver, man, looks so good on the jacket. But the LA Kings back when, and they had like the Luke Robitaille in the 90s, and Gretzky played there for a bit in the 90s. The Kings were a pretty popular starter jacket in the day too. So I'm gonna go Kings.
You know what? I'm not even going to argue that. That's a good one.
You're not gonna say crazy talk? Like crazy?
No, no, that is a good one. Like you're going with the Kings. They were doing what the Raiders did in the 80s
Yeah,
with
they got
what
rid
the
of that
Kings were
purple.
doing in the 90s, black and silver.
Yeah, they got rid of that purple and gold, which I still like that look too. The purple and gold was a neat look.
Just it meshed.
Yep. But that black and silver on the ice, man, that white jersey, Gretzky with that white jersey on, that was a sharp ass jersey, man.
Oh yeah. No, that was a good one. But we got some college football matchups to talk about, and oh man, is it gonna be a good one? So first up, we got number 16, Georgia Tech, going into Salem, North Carolina, to take on Wake Forest.
I'm telling you what, I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech, man. I think Wake Forest has continually gotten improved, but I think that, like I said, Haynes King and Georgia Tech are just they're running a gauntlet right now. They're playing really good football, and I wouldn't want to play them. And I feel bad for any teams that play them. Like yeah, the home field advantage could help out a little bit, but I still think Georgia Tech goes in there and takes care of it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna take Georgia Tech as well. Mostly because of Haynes King. Um, the dude is just playing unbelievable football right now, and it's crazy.
He's actually he wouldn't be my favorite for the Heisman, but he's a sneaky candidate that should be getting some talk right now.
That's fair. That is definitely fair. Next game up, we got number 21 USC going into Champaign, Illinois to take on number 23, the Fighting Illini.
I told you this game intrigues me, man, because they lost by 53 points last week to Indiana. Illinois did. Um, I think they bounce back, man. I think they bounce back and they take USC down. I think USC might come in with a little overconfidence, and I think Illinois has something to prove now. I don't think Illinois is that bad. I don't think they're bad enough to lose by 53 points, and they lost that at home last week, and they're playing at home again. I don't think they lay the egg 2 weeks in a row at home.
You know what? Yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to take Illinois as well over the University of Spoiled Children.
That's a good name.
Now, next game up, could Notre Dame make the college football playoffs despite losing to Miami and Texas A&M, as they are ranked 22 in the nation and go into Fayetteville, Arkansas to take on the Razorbacks?
Tell you what, man, Talon Green from Arkansas is putting up some big numbers this year. Um, Notre Dame Notre Dame got beat in the secondary last game up by A&M. Mario Craver was my impact player of the week because I thought the numbers he put up against Notre Dame's secondary was phenomenal. Um, if Notre Dame runs the table, they're going to need something. If they go 10-2, they're going to have some things still fall in their place for them to make the playoffs, I believe. But they have a life still for that. Like Clemson's, I think they're done. They have no chance at the playoffs. But I think Notre Dame still has a potential, and I think they take care of Arkansas this week.
You know what? That's fair. Now we got a Big Ten matchup as number 1 Ohio State goes into Seattle, Washington to take on the goddamn Huskies.
I like Ohio State big here. I think it might start a little slow. You're flying across the country, but I think once they get acclimated to the game, I think Ohio State beats them by a couple scores.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a good game, but I really don't see any reason why Ohio State shouldn't lose this game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't see how they could. I don't see how they lose this game either. I mean, young quarterback, you never know, man. These guys they can shit it. They could lay an egg at any point in their season, especially new guys. But I think they go there,
Oh,
they get accumulated. They'll be all right. They'll win this game. Like it'll be like a 44-21 kind of win.
oh, very true. Very true. But next up, we got number 4, LSU, going into Oxford, Mississippi to take on 13th ranked Ole Miss.
I think this is where me and you are going to differ. As much as I hate Brian Kelly, I think LSU's defense has been very, very top notch this year, and I think they this will be the toughest match for Ole Miss up to date. I think they're going to go in there and beat Ole Miss in a low scoring game, like maybe like a 23-17 kind of thing. But I think LSU pulls it out.
Well, you know what? Agree to disagree. I really believe that Ole Miss is going to be that team that takes out LSU. This is obviously in Oxford, Mississippi, and on top of that, just I really have no faith in Brian Kelly.
I don't think anybody does, man. I don't usually either, but I just think that he's built himself by luck. He has really good linebackers, really good defense. I think they find a way to do it. But I would not be shocked if LSU blows this game up either.
That's fair. That is definitely fair. Next game up, we got Auburn going into College Station, Texas, to take on 9th-ranked Texas A&M.
Don't sleep on the Tigers, Auburn, man. Don't sleep on them. But I think Texas A&M pulls it. I think Texas A&M is starting to get it together, man. I mean, like my partner that we do the draft storm with that does the college football with me. He always says Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Texas. They got oil money, man. They got oil. Their NIL, they have NIL at the ass. Them teams have so much they have so much oil money in them states that they're just throwing money to these kids. And I think A&M finds a way to win this. But don't sleep on Auburn. I would not be shocked if Auburn keeps this game real close.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn won this game as well. But yeah, no, somehow, some way, Texas A&M is going to find a way to win this game. But next up, we got number 11, Indiana. If you can actually believe that, going into Iowa City, Iowa, to take on the Hawkeyes.
I know a lot of people think this could be a trap game. I know playing in Iowa is tough, and they have a great home crowd. They do the Children's Hospital thing. It's a great thing to watch. I think Signetti's the real deal, man. I think he's got his team rocking and rolling. And I know after come off a 50-point win, you see it all the time. A team late, like they just don't play their game. But I think Indiana will win this game. I think they find a way to win it.
No, I completely agree. I mean, look, Signetti is definitely a coach not to sleep on, and like you said, he's definitely going to find a way to win this game somehow, some way. I'm taking Indiana over the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I think I will keep it a little bit closer. I know you guys. I know me and you are part of this college villains, and they have a bunch of like Iowa stuff, Iowa shows. So we might piss people off, but I do think Indiana's going to pull this one out.
Oh yeah, for sure. So next up, I gotta mention this game because I've served my time. We got Rice going into Annapolis, Maryland, to take on the goddamn Navy. Hoo-yah, Navy! I'm taking Navy in this game.
I'll tell you what, man. We have Navy in our top 25 in Sports Bible. They've been in it for a couple of weeks now. I can't see Navy even having a chance to lose a game until they play Notre Dame. So, I think they take care of this game too. They have things rocking and rolling, man. They're putting up points. They have a couple guys on defense that are getting NFL looks at. So I definitely would take Navy in this.
Oh yeah, no. I'm definitely gonna take Navy in this game. I'm sure they definitely have some defensive players on the D line that really, could be NFL caliber. But let's face it, they're gonna be fucking officers, officers in the Navy. Like,
Oh,
goddamn, you're what 6'5" plus, 300 pounds plus? Are you kidding me?
that's true. That's true, man.
Oh man, oh man. But next game up, we got number 15 Tennessee going into Starkville, Mississippi to take on the Bulldogs, Mississippi State.
Tennessee is going to win this game probably by 30 points. Honestly, I know early in the year, I think I'm going to admit this. I think I did the Tennessee off the record thing. I had an upset here. I picked Mississippi State to win this before, but we're doing this in the off season. But now watching Tennessee's offense, they're going to put up a ton of points against Mississippi State. I could feel this game be like a 51 to like 21 game. I think Tennessee takes care of them.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt that Tennessee is definitely going to take care of business anytime soon. But next up, we got Arizona, the Wildcats, going into Ames, Iowa to take on number 14 Iowa State.
Hard to pick against Iowa State right now, man. They were the first 4-0 team in the country. They played in that week 0. I love Rocco Beck, man. If you're familiar with Anthony Beck, he used to be a tight end for the Jets. It's his son, and he's a tough, hard-nosed kid. Don't think he's gonna be anything more than a late round draft pick, but for college wise, he's gonna be tough. And Arizona got talent, there's no doubt. But I think that but I just lost their name. I think Iowa State pulls it out. I think Iowa State will find a way to win this.
No, I completely agree. I mean, look, Iowa State is definitely ranked for a reason, and there's no reason why Iowa State shouldn't walk away without a win.
I agree.
Next game up, this is definitely going to be a shootout. Number 6 Oregon goes into University Park to take on number 3 Penn State.
He's not my view on it. James Franklin is 1-20 versus top 5 teams. So it's a little bit outside. That's like 1-15 against top. I forget what his record is against top 10. It's not good, but
It's going to be a hell of a game. I will say that.
it's gonna be close no matter what. It's gonna be a field goal. It's gonna be a swing game. I'm not a big Drew Aller fan yet. I'm not. Like I think the Penn State's running game is gold and it's unbelievable. But I think Oregon, just athletic wise, might give Penn State some fits, and I have Oregon 20-17.
Man, look, here's where we're going to agree to disagree. But I got Penn State winning this game. They're definitely going to be that team walking out of the Big Ten. They were so far ahead of their time when they played Notre Dame in the college football playoffs. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with Penn State in this game.
I wouldn't be sure. I mean, I wouldn't. This ain't like I wouldn't put money on this game. Put it that way. So I wouldn't have no.
Oh yeah. No.
I'd have no problem with if Penn State won this. I guess I'll be at my buddy's house helping him root for them. I won't be rooting for them. I'll be laughing every time they mess up. That's how I do it. But we'll see how it goes.
We shall see indeed. But next game up, we got number 17 Alabama going into Athens, Georgia to take on number 5 Georgia, as my wife loves to say, because if you didn't hear it, I spent 6 months in Georgia. So we got Alabama going into Athens, Georgia to take on the goddamn Bulldogs.
I have Georgia winning this one, even though I think Alabama is. I know we got in an argument a little bit last night with Vandy Chris saying that Ty Simpson is garbage. He hasn't done nothing against anybody good yet. But I mean, you don't go 22 for 22 and then 23 for 27 in back-to-back games, and he's starting to come into his own. He has two really good receivers. They're going to keep this game closer than people think. But I think Georgia's just too talented, and let's face it, they're playing at Georgia. That's the final straw in picking Georgia.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, look, you couldn't have nailed, God damn it, you couldn't be any more right, is what I'm saying. Look, Georgia is easily one of, if not the best teams in the SEC right now. And look, they got Alabama going there and Athens. Look, Tuscaloosa is a tough place to play, but at the same time, so is Athens, Georgia.
It's gonna be a barn burner. I think it's gonna be a fun game. I think you're gonna see a lot of big plays. I think don't be shocked if the Alabama receivers put up some numbers, but I still think that at the end of the day, I think Gunnar Stockton and Georgia pull it out.
Look, I will say this: if it is a goddamn shootout, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think both teams are over 30 points. Put it that way.
Exactly. But last but certainly not least, we got Appalachian State going into Boise, Idaho to take on the Boise State Broncos.
Whew. This is a tough one to pick, man. I like Appalachian State at least once or twice a year to make their move in the games, man. They're not a team you ever want to play. Like when you're a team that puts them on your schedule, you can't. You're not putting an easy gimme win on the schedule. I'm gonna take Appalachian State, man. I think they're gonna go in there and they're gonna pull it out. Boise State's already lost a game or two this year. I can't remember the record offhand, but they lost to somebody big, I thought, early in the year. I'm gonna go.
They lost to USF, and just in general, they haven't been the same since Ashton Jeanty got drafted to the NFL.
Yeah, I mean they gotta find their offensive groove. That's hard when you have a guy that carried the ball but 40 times a game. They gave up 37 points to Air Force. They gave 30. They lost 34-7 to South Florida. So, oh no, I'm looking at the wrong. Am I looking at the wrong dates? What the shit?
I don't think so.
No. They lost. Yeah, they lost 34-7, and they beat Eastern Washington. I think Appalachian State goes in and upsets them.
You know what? I will say this: Boise State is definitely a team that has been slept on for far too long. Whether it was the Statue of Liberty play, or even whether it was Ashton Jeanty in the goddamn backfield. Either way you look at it, I will take Boise State for an upset over Appalachian State.
I think it's gonna be a close one, another close one. These games this week, we're starting to get into the groove now because we're getting out of them cupcake games. So there's a lot more conference games now. So the games are gonna be a lot more competitive on here on out. I mean, you're not gonna have all them Penn State versus Villanova games, stuff like that. Like you're gonna have some legit matchups. So this is nice. This is probably the start of the good times now. It's all good games now coming out. So I like it.
Oh, I like it as well. Now look, we already saw Thursday Night Football with the Seattle Seahawks beating the Arizona Cardinals 23-20. Now, real talk. Is Sam Darnold that guy for the Seahawks moving forward for this season?
Yeah, I mean, I watched him. I watched the full game against Pittsburgh. He was lights out. He got some talent around him. Kenneth Walker seems like he's rejuvenated. Um, gotta love Jackson Najimba. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think Seattle's gonna make a legitimate run in that the NFC West.
Oh yeah, no, the NFC West is definitely something to look out for. But come Sunday, we got the Minnesota Vikings going into Dublin, Ireland with the same thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I told you this game scares me, man. If it was JJ McCarthy, I would put 100 on the Steelers right now and say we're gonna find a way to just knock this young kid around. But um, the Carson Wentz Jordan Addison combination coming back, and the Vikings defense last week. I don't know if you know, Isaiah Rodgers, or cornerback, had the first perfect score ever by PFF. He got scored a 99.9 against the game last week. He had a interception return for a touchdown, a fumble return for a touchdown, another interception, and like about 10 tackles. The guy had a perfect score. Nobody's ever done that. So and they got Dallas Turner, a couple other guys on that defensive line. I'm gonna. My heart's telling me just to take Pittsburgh. I think Mike Tomlin finds a way. It's gonna be a home game in Dublin because I've already got all buddies that are there. They're sending me pictures. The town is literally black and gold. I'm not even exaggerating. It's all black and gold. Um, so I'm gonna give the Steelers the go just because I think when you're watching that game, you're gonna be like, whoa, it's all black and gold. I think the Steelers are gonna win this.
You know what? I gotta agree with you. Somehow, some way, I really think that Mike Tomlin is gonna find a way to get this win with Carson when the Vikings have Carson Wentz under center.
Dude, Mike Tomlin's the best coach in the history of the game at winning ugly. He wins ugly all the time. I don't know how he does it. But you don't know how many games as a Steeler fan when I'm sitting there at night after the game was over going, how the hell did we win that game? And dude, it happens all the time. It happened last week, really. I mean, the Jets game, it happened. The Jets outplayed us opening week. And we found a way. 60-yard field goal by Chris Boswell.
Look, I will say this. I don't know how he's going to do it, but when you have arguably the biggest crash out diva quarterback being Aaron Rodgers, and man, I will, if the Steelers didn't trade George Pickens and they also kept DK Metcalf,
Oh my gosh.
Mike Tomlin should get the goddamn Nobel Prize for fucking even keeping a team like that together.
Yeah, I don't know what they had the money to keep Pickens too. It just was something to do with the they Pickens did something internally that really pissed the team off, and he wasn't coming back no matter what. That's from what I've heard and gathered. So they still need a second receiver though, man. Calvin Austin is on number 2.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But hey, I look at it like this: George Pickens is Dallas' problems now.
Yes, he is.
Next game up, we got the Washington Redskins going into Atlanta, Georgia, to take on the Atlanta Falcons.
It's almost hard to go against the Commanders in this game because Atlanta got whitewashed last week by Carolina 30-0. I think Michael Penix is really struggling. I'm gonna go Commanders. I think they got enough talent on offense. They'll find a way to win this game.
You know what? Yeah, I'll agree to that as well. I really think that the Redskins are that team moving forward in the what is it? The
NFC East.
NFC East. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, Jaden Daniels, yeah, he's suffering an injury right now, but as long as Dan Quinn is the head coach of the Redskins, yeah, they're not losing any games anytime soon.
I agree.
So But next up, we got the New Orleans Saints going into Orchard Park, New York to take on the Buffalo Bills. I'm taking Buffalo in this game.
Times two, brother. Not even nothing. It should be a pretty easy win for the Bills for once. They've had a
Oh,
tough
yeah.
schedule this year. That's an easy one for them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, Josh Allen really showed why he was the MVP last season, and he's going to show why he is currently the MVP for this season.
Yeah, he's definitely the front runner, man.
I will say this though. I will say this is going to be some crazy talk, but giving Baker Mayfield in the MVP talk.
Oh yeah, I said that earlier in the night. I think honestly, he's on my short list, man, because I think Lamar Jackson's. I mean, you can't give it to him right now. They're 1-2, and Baltimore has a chance to start this year 1-3, which is crazy to me because they played KC this week.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, God, I cannot wait to see how this season unfucking folds.
I agree, man.
But this is definitely going to be a good game. Why? Because the Cleveland Browns really pushed the Green Bay Packers to their limit as they go into Ford Field of Detroit, Michigan to take on the goddamn Lions.
If I had the money, if I had $10,000, I'm putting everything on the Lions, man. There ain't no way. That was a fluke last week in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Detroit's playing really good right now. If someone said, "Hey, give me Cleveland and 18 points," I'd like take the 18. We're gonna beat you by 25. I would take Detroit big in this game.
Yeah, no. Look, I couldn't agree more. Detroit is gonna decimate Cleveland in some way, shape, or form. But after Carolina shut out the Atlanta Falcons 30-0, by the way,
Yeah.
the Panthers go into Foxborough, Massachusetts to take on the New England Patriots.
Well, we were the team that was in Foxborough last week. New England's not a bad team, man. Drake May's that guy. I think he's gonna grow into a really good NFL quarterback. Hunter Henry, they still got him. They still got they're having problems at running back a little bit because they've been trying to give Stevenson the ball, but he's been fumbling. So I think you're gonna see Travion Henderson starting to get the ball more. But I think New England finds a way to win this. I think it's a close one though. I think Carolina is a little bit better than people give them credit for.
And let's not forget, Will Campbell is that fucking dude.
Oh, this tackle. Hell yeah, man.
The dude literally said, I will die protecting my quarterback. I was like, hold up. What?
Yeah, we don't hear Broderick Jones say that here in Pittsburgh. I would love to have a guy that just says that, but we don't. I loved him at LSU, so I have no qualms with that at all.
Yeah, no, it is a literal rarity that you see a offensive lineman actually say something like that.
I love it, man.
Oh, yeah, no, I love it too. The fact that he's like, yeah, I'm going to protect my quarterback or die trying. Bro, do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Next game up, we got Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh and the LA Chargers going into East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the New York Giants with Jackson Dart under center.
Chargers and Giants. It could be, in the NFL, you always have a couple games when you're like, oh my God, how'd that happen? I don't think this is one of them. I think Jim Harbaugh right now is cruising. I think he's smart enough as a defensive coach that he's going to make life hard for Jackson Dart. Don't get me wrong, though. The Giants are sneaky with their weapons. I mean, they got that Wan'Dale Robinson's proven to be a really legit number 2, and Malik Neighbors is he's in that conversation once they get a quarterback with Chase and Jefferson, but They got Abdul Carter on defense. The Giants are starting to build it, but the Chargers go in there and take care of business.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, look, I really think that the Giants offensively are going to have a good day, but at the end of the day, yeah, I'm going to have to go with the LA Chargers. Now next game up, this is easily the game of the week because we got the Philadelphia Eagles going into Raymond James Stadium of Tampa Bay, Florida to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think the Buccaneers win this one, man. I really do. I think the Eagles are starting to I'm not saying come down to earth, but I think teams are starting to figure them out a little bit more. Barkley only had 55 yards last week on like 22 carries, so he was shut down. I like the Bucks in this one. I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think it's gonna be like a 28-24 type game that keeps you on the edge of your seat, and it might be the game number 4 that Baker brings them back. So I think Tampa Bay wins this one.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more. Like it was mentioned earlier, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the first team in NFL history to go 3-0 with come from behind wins.
I think it might be number 4, man. I think I can see this game going back and forth. But I think as long as Baker gets that ball last, man, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. If there is 2 minutes remaining on that clock in the fourth quarter, do not give Baker Mayfield the goddamn ball.
Nope.
But I completely agree. I really think that the Buccaneers take this game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Hell, last year we really saw what the Bucs were capable of because they were just dog walking the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, they were, man.
What was it? Offensively, overall, the Buccaneers had like over 300 yards on the Eagles, and the Eagles had like less than 100.
Nah, I'm telling you, man, the Buccaneers don't sleep on the Bucks, man. I mean, they could be that. They're gonna be that team that you don't want to play. If you want the Buccaneers to be in that second part of the you don't want them to be, if you're the number 1 team in the NFC, you don't want to be in that range to have to play Tampa and before the NFC title game, because you don't want to play them early on in the playoffs. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure. And on top of that, it's like, yo, you do not want to go against Baker Mayfield because he's got that dog in him.
He does, man.
Oh,
game's not. It's hard playing a guy when the game's never over. The game is never over. That's a tough guy to go against, man.
I completely agree. But next game up, we got a battle of the AFC South as the Tennessee Titans go into Houston, Texas to take on the Texans.
This got to be the Texans' first win of the year, man. If they can't pull off a win at home against a team that's really, I think, one of the worst teams in football, they're in deep trouble. But I think D'Amico Ryans finds a way to settle his team down and take care of this win.
No, I completely agree. I really think that this is going to be the Texans' first win on the season. Look, don't get me wrong. Cam Ward is easily that guy for the Tennessee Titans, just not for this season.
Yeah, they don't got nothing around him, man. They got nothing around the guy. He's got to get him some talent.
Absolutely. I was literally about to say the Titans need to get some players around Cam Ward for Cam Ward to go back to his Miami days.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's got a great arm. The kid's going to be all right.
Oh yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, you know, if this was the Jets, he'd be gone. Okay, he ain't doing any good. But it's just the way they are. But got to realize when you don't have talent around somebody, man, you can't do so much.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Cam Ward is literally showing the Titans why he is that dude. But at the same time, bro, you literally traded NWI to the Dolphins, a veteran that Cam Ward could have gone to.
I agree. I some of the things that go on with these trades and that I don't get. I mean, it's a good game. It's 0-3 versus 0-3. Both teams have been pretty damn bad. I mean, but I just think the Texans on paper aren't that bad of a team. So I think they started up right now. I think the Texans still might be a better team than the Jaguars, being honest. So I think this is the start of them for them.
Now, speaking of the AFC South, we got the Indianapolis Colts, whose quarterback Daniel motherfucking Jones decided to play some fucking football since leaving the goddamn Giants, and the Colts are 3-0 for the first time since 2009.
Indiana Jones, baby. Indiana Jones. The best nickname I've ever heard in my life. Indiana Jones playing in Indianapolis. I'm not.
I'll
I'm not.
agree with that.
I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not.
that
I'm not sold on the Jaguars, so I'm gonna go with the Colts, man. I do. I don't think the Jag. I think. I think we should start being asking that question about Trevor Lawrence, man. Is he? He's a bot. I mean, you ain't getting what you thought you were to get out of Trevor Lawrence. I'm being dead serious with you, man. I mean, for a guy who was supposed to be the greatest quarterback prospect in the last 20, 30 years, I mean,
Well,
he's
no. So the Colts are going into Inglewood, California to take on the Rams.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was the Jags. I'm sorry.
We're going to get to the Jaguars. Don't worry about that.
No, I got the games mixed up. I'm still gonna go with Indiana Jones in this, man. I think the Colts, as long as the Colts are running that hot hand, man, going on the road, they scored 103 points in 3 games. I think they handled the Rams. Rams have been up and down a little bit this early in the year.
Yeah, that fucking shit blows me the fuck away. The fact that the Colts are literally scoring points with Daniel Jones under center is mind blowing.
It is, man. I mean,
So yeah, no, I completely agree. I'm gonna go with the Colts as well. Look, the Rams, what they are doing is definitely good, but you can only rely on Matthew Stafford for so fucking long.
yeah, I think the way the Niners are getting off to a hot start this year, and the Seahawks look pretty good. I think the Rams are going to struggle to keep up with this, and plus the Cardinals are 2-2 now. So I mean, that whole division has either a winning record or they're fit 500. So it's going to be a tough run.
Oh yeah. Now speaking of the NFC West, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Santa Clara, California to take on the Niners. Now, look, I'll be honest, the Niners window is fucking closing, especially with Nick Bosa being out for the season on a torn ACL.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go. This is my first upset where I go against the grain. Because I already said I ain't real big on Jacksonville, but I think the Niners. I can't see the Niners being a 4-0 team, but I mean they easily could be. I can't do it. I'm going the Niners. I think McCaffrey has his way. I think the Niners win this game.
Here's where we're gonna agree to disagree. I really think that Jacksonville is going to take this game, mostly because Trevor Lawrence really has something to prove.
He does, man. I mean, I just said. I mean, it's got to get to that point because he was so highly, dude. He was the one coming out of college. He was the closest thing we're gonna see when Arch Manning comes out. Like that was Trevor Lawrence was the guy, man. Everybody wanted him. That was the guy, man. He won, but quit and lose at Clemson. Hasn't really had that kind of success in the NFL yet. I know people say, "Oh, he doesn't have talent around him," but yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. right now, and he has some talent around him. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I'm still gonna stick with my gut and go with the Niners.
You know what? Fair enough. Definitely fair enough. But next game up, we got arguably what could be the AFC Championship matchup as Baltimore goes into Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
I cannot, in my right mind, think Baltimore is gonna go 1-3, and that's the sad part about this game is that the losing team in this game is going to go 1-3. So either the Chiefs or the Ravens are going to be 1-3 at the end of this week, which is crazy to me. But I think the Ravens on paper are a better team than the Chiefs. So I'm going to go. I think Harbaugh is going to have them, and I think they're putting a lot of pressure on Mahomes. I think Baltimore wins this. As much as I'd love to see Baltimore lose. It would help out the Steelers, but I think Baltimore wins this game.
Oh yeah, no, I really think that Baltimore is definitely going to win this game as well. And we're really seeing the downfall of Kansas City without the help of the refs.
It's true, man. I mean, plus, I guess we already talked about it. The Chiefs are a year older, man. I mean, they never really got a great. They would draft a good defensive player and not re-sign the guy. So they don't like put together a great defense. They get a guy here and there, and then they put the money in the offense. They don't re-sign their defensive players for the most part, except for like Chris Jones, the older guys. But I think the Ravens on paper are probably second best talent wise in the AFC behind Buffalo, and I think Buffalo. The only reason I say that is I just put Josh Allen ahead of every quarterback in football. I think Josh Allen's that good, but I think Baltimore wins this game.
No, I definitely agree as well. Next game up, we got the Chicago Bears going into Las Vegas, Allegiant Stadium to take on the Raiders.
Ugh. Raiders are 1-2. The Bears are coming off a very nice performance. Probably one of the best. It probably was the best game Caleb Williams played in the pros so far.
I agree.
But they're the Bears, man. Like right now, you can almost make the Bears like the Browns joke. Like, can they do this 2 weeks in a row? I'm gonna. I'm gonna take the Raiders. I think the home team pulls this one out. I think the Bears. I think they're starting to find it, but I for them to put it together 2 straight weeks, I don't believe it yet.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to agree as well. I'm going to take the Raiders as well. Look, Caleb Williams, what you did against the Cowboys was definitely good.
Oh, yeah.
But as long as Max Crosby is leading that defensive line for the Raiders, bro, you're fucked.
Dude, he's a beast. He is a beast.
He really is.
I tell Pittsburgh people all the time, they get mad at me. They're like, TJ Watt's the best. I'm like, dude, you watch Max Crosby. Just watch what he does, man.
No, TJ Watt is definitely good, but Max Crosby is the literal definition of a tattooed Nick Bosa.
Oh, dude, he just manhandles. I mean, he literally looks like he's battling with his fists out there and just beats people up. Just gets. I mean, he's not as pretty as TJ Watt with like the moves and stuff. He just literally physically will throw you to the side and go get the quarterback. And I love watching him. He's a great player to watch.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, the Raiders' defensive line has Christian Wilkins.
Yeah, the Raiders put together a nice team, man, between veterans and the Genties and Brock Bowers. They're another team that's set. They got to get a quarterback, man. Geno Smith's not the guy. I mean, they need a young quarterback. There would be a team that's going to look at their quarterback next year.
Oh, yeah. Now, look, don't get me wrong. Geno Smith is definitely a good quarterback moving forward. But at the same time, yes, they definitely need a quarterback that can be the core guy moving forward.
Yeah, I want Gardner Minshew. I love Gardner Minshew, man.
Mm.
I wish Pittsburgh would have. I wish Pittsburgh would have gotten Justin Fields. They would have re-signed Fields and then grabbed Gardner Minshew. Got rid of Rudolph. Brought in Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew's a gunslinger, man. Fun to watch.
Gardner Minshew on
Love it.
that team with Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty. Oh,
That's what I mean, man. They had him at one point. They should never got rid of him.
yeah. I still remember the memes that were coming out, like where Gardner Minshew was on a level of Chuck Norris.
Oh, dude, now he's backing up Mahomes and KC, so he's like pretty much wasted. Like I hated seeing that when they signed him. I'm like, oh, it's a good signing, it's a good backup, but man, now he's not gonna play that much because Mahomes, you already talked about it, he doesn't get hit much, he doesn't get hurt much. It's like, man, I wanted him to go to a team that Sports Bible has written draft guides for the last like 7-8 years, and the year that we started was the year that Minshew got drafted. And I put in the book, I was like, this guy will have as good of a rookie year as anybody drafted this year, and he did. Remember, if you remember, Jacksonville Lawrence got hurt that year, and he played his whole rookie year almost, and did well, like did good enough, you know. So I love Gardner. I've always suck up. I'm like, I want Pittsburgh to get Gardner Minshew, man. Gunslinger. He's fun to watch, man. He's just one of them dudes who doesn't care.
Yeah, no, it's it's absolutely crazy with Gardner Minshew. But Sunday Night Football. Oh man, is this ever a good one? As the Green Bay Packers, with Micah Parsons, mind you, go into Arlington, Texas to take on the Dallas Cowboys.
Take the Pack plus -10, man, at least. The Packers are going to go in there, and we already talked about the Cowboys might have one of the worst defenses they've had in years. I think Green Bay just especially Green Bay's coming off that loss to Cleveland, so they have something to prove. They're gonna light up Dallas.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I completely agree that Green Bay is definitely going to take this game. On top of that, Micah Parsons is easily going to have a revenge game of like, oh, Jerry, you decided to trade me? Guess what? Here's what you missed out on.
Yep, I mean I can see that too. People don't realize how great of an athlete that guy is. One of the best defensive players in football.
Dude is a freak of fucking nature. So, yeah, no, definitely taking Green Bay in that matchup. But for Monday night, we got a battle of the AFC East as the New York Jets go into the Hard Rock Stadium of Miami Gardens to take on the Miami Dolphins.
I know Justin Fields is practicing, but I'm not sure what the Jets are doing quarterback-wise this week. I'm gonna go Miami. I still think the Jets are the Jets, and even though they could have beat Pittsburgh week 1, I think that Miami's gonna find a way at home, and they're gonna win this game.
I mean, that's a good one, but I will say this: I think that this is the game where the Jets are just gonna put such an ass kicking on the Dolphins to the point where Mike McDaniels is going to be like, you know what, Tua, you're not that guy. You never were that guy. You're going to ride the fucking bench. Zach Wilson, get your ass in there and show why the Jets literally set their quarterbacks up for fucking failure. I will take Miami in this game.
You are taking Miami?
Yeah. I'm only taking Miami mostly because for the Zach Wilson redemption arc.
Okay, I like it. I like it if that happens. I think that's cool. I think it's cool too because that would give. I mean, you're looking at a trend now. That's 2 years in a row now that a quarterback has popped out being given up on. With Sam Darnold last year with Minnesota, now you got Daniel Jones this year. So I think teams got to start really paying attention. Like, hey, we might already have our guy. Why don't we just give him the right opportunity?
And finally, we got the Cincinnati Bengals going into the Mile High City to take on the Denver Broncos.
I could see this one being less nasty, like a 34-3 Broncos win. Bengals gave up 48 last week to Minnesota. I think Denver's defense, it's a Mile High game at night. The air's a little different breed, and I think Cincy's going to get pummeled.
Yeah, no, I completely agree as well. I really think that Cincinnati is going to get pummeled. Look, who the fuck is Jake Browning? You know what I'm saying? Look, they have offensive firepower. The Bengals definitely have offensive firepower. But at the same time, it's also like, yo, you need to look at what Denver is doing right now. They have Sean Payton as their head coach. They got Bo Nix as their main guy for quarterback. They got Courtland Sutton as their number one wide receiver. And look, as long as PS2, a.k.a. Patrick Surtain II, is the main guy on defense, yeah, Denver is running away with this game.
Yeah, I think it might be one of the. If you're in a what's that called? Is that called a suicide pool or a survivor pool? If you're in a survivor pool, this is the game you take this week. You take Denver over Cincy. Like, I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Oh yeah,
even though last week the survivor game that everybody took was Green Bay over Cleveland. You saw how good that worked out.
Yeah, we definitely saw how that game worked out. But hey, man, I want to thank you for being able to come on to this show. Look, the invitation is always going to be open.
Thanks,
Just
brother.
remember that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man.
But yeah, hope you have a good night. Enjoy your Friday night. Have fun. Make good decisions. But most importantly, have some fucking fun.
You too, brother. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Pleasure night.
Hell yeah. Peace out, my man.
Have a good one.
All right. So that wraps up another uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. So obviously it's Friday night. So I gotta do what I gotta do. Now, don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. Do not end up in the hospital, dead, or in jail. If you end up in jail, make sure you call somebody whose number you know by heart. After you call says somebody, make sure you establish dominance quickly. All right? Now, it's Friday night. Let's have some fun. Let's make some good decisions. Don't make any bad decisions. All right? Have some fun. That's the main thing. All right? Now, it was honestly a good time to host y'all, and I can't wait to see y'all next week. Peace out.
This beat is dope.